Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to CiNEMACHiNE. I'm Al, and I'm here with Ryan
Howdy.
and Brandon.
Hello there.
And tonight we've got a lot of topics to talk about, movie-wise and everything. But let's chit chat a minute. How's everybody doing? Brandon, how you doing? You doing all right? Ryan,
Doing well.
Rise
I'm doing
Dan,
good.
right? I mean, this is
Do what?
getting a little out of hand. Person runs your life now.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
New
Tell
agent.
me about it.
Is she close by? Or will she be making a cameo?
She is currently eating and then going to bed, so probably not. But you may hear her. You know, if you're
It's
lucky
a
enough
prima donna.
to hear her.
Well, either way. Well, Ryan, before we get started, do you want to tell everybody where they can find us so they can chat with us and let us know what they've been watching?
Yeah, hit the subscribe button here on YouTube and notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the videos we're putting out. We are on Instagram at CiNEMAChinePod, and we have Patreon. It's patreon.com/CiNEMAChinePod. We appreciate all the support we get there.
Awesome.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We do.
Now, I watched a little bit of a Cape Cast of the night. I didn't chime in, but I did watch a little.
I was hoping that you.
pretty
I was
depressing
hoping
these
that you
days,
tuned in when we were.
As I
talking about
tuned in,
Zack Snyder.
as I tuned in, you guys had to switch over to the CiNEMAChiNE board so that you could use a drop that you solely use for instances with me.
Exactly.
And that the Big Lebowski one. So you were both like, yeah, we just use that for Al. So
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
So I want to ask, we're getting closer. March, was it March 4th? The Batman drops into theaters.
I don't really know. It's
Okay.
in March.
I think it is March 4th. Yes.
So, are you getting any more excited about that, or are you just, I'm done with it, or are you just still throwing your pity parties? What are you doing?
Yes.
The Batman is
Because I saw your people tuning in, like, just keep up hope, guys, keep up hope, and I'm like, hope's dead. It's gone. There's no more hope to be had.
You just better hope Dave's not watching tonight, Al.
It's dead. Hope is dead.
They're all dead.
So
I'm excited.
What are you quoting there, Brandon?
I don't really know.
You're quoting. What's funny is you're quoting me quoting Mission Impossible, which you haven't seen.
No, I have seen it, but not maybe once. So yeah, I am quoting you for sure.
Yeah, if he ever starts quoting like Robocop or Indiana Jones, we've got a big problem.
But yeah, to answer your question, yes, bitter, very bitter still. Pity party, yeah.
So are you any?
I got shorter.
Are you any? Yeah, I know, right? I was like, does Brandon even have a chin anymore? So are you any more excited, or are you less excited?
I watched the clip for the funeral clip. I thought it was awesome. So I'm excited about that.
Whatever everybody's talking about.
I'm excited for the movie, man. I hate the suit, and you know, could have been Affleck.
Or it could be the beginning of something much better. We don't know yet.
It could be.
We don't know yet. I'm not throwing shade, as the kids say. But yeah. So, anywho, I am I allowed to go to the movie theater and see this with you guys?
I don't know.
We'll talk.
I don't know.
Ryan and I will talk, and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, same theater, different rooms at the same time. Like 2 different showings at the same time.
At least a few buffer seats.
We can walk out in the hallway at the same time.
It's the walking out part that I'm most afraid of, to be honest with you, because we know Al's not going to make a fuss in the theater because it would be against everything he stands for.
Geeks.
It's the conversation afterwards that I'm worried about.
Well, the thing is that
Man, that was terrible. First thing.
or that was amazing. It was so much better than that Zack Snyder garbage.
it's pretty much going to be my reaction whether I like it or not. Let's be honest. So, no, I'll be honest.
To answer your
I'll be
question, I
honest.
just thought it through, and no, you can't see it with us.
I know there's like a hard and fast rule with Brandon, so
Yeah. Well, I'm not as worried about this one with you because you know.
maybe I'll go see the Flash and just clap louder than everybody else when the real Batman comes on the screen.
Ooh, what are you directing, Batgirl? Being a real Batman? Inside joke.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, speaking of RoboCop earlier, Brandon quoting and everything.
What is RoboCop?
We were talking about if you started quoting RoboCop and Indiana Jones, we'd have a problem because you've never seen them. But they're putting the RoboCop series on Blu-ray. Did you ever watch the series, Ryan?
Said
Like that you went to Ryan.
I'm responding
first.
to our Instagram. We actually got some people commenting today.
Oh my gosh!
Whoa.
Whoa! Let's
Well,
stop.
while
the
you're
show.
doing that, Tony's in the
Believe it or
house.
not.
What's up, Tony? What's up,
All
Tony?
right, what was the question? Fire away.
Tony.
Have you ever watched the RoboCop series?
No, I have not.
I didn't even know this existed.
I didn't either.
You didn't know it existed?
Nope.
It was not very good. Just gonna put it out there. This is probably not something I'll be.
I thought you were about to pull something off your shelf, the series off the shelf.
No, my screen went down for a second, so I had to adjust it. So anyway, no, the series wasn't very good. It wasn't all the players. I mean, this was, and you can watch some. I know you could watch some of this on Amazon Prime for a little while. I don't know if they still have it up there, but it's very early 90s, like cheesy. The thing about RoboCops that's so good is that it's so grotesque and blatantly violent. It's like kind of like a Quentin Tarantino. The violence is the comedy, at some points. And but yeah, I don't know if I need to buy this, but I'm not sure. Tony, is this something that you'll be buying? How about anybody else out there? Because
Tony is, if anybody's going to buy it, it's going to be Tony.
yeah, but
Accurate.
if he says no, I feel the
Then
company,
nobody's gonna buy it.
it's gonna be bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
But no, I would say I would be interested in seeing maybe 2 or 3 episodes. They used to have a RoboCop cartoon. I mean, RoboCop was like a big deal. It's funny because it was like a NC-17 movie for a while, and then it went to it was rated R as well, but they had a rated R version. So it's funny that all of that turned into like a Saturday morning cartoon and something Brandon's never seen. But I mean, I wish you could enjoy the talk with us here, but we'll move on to something that I know you can enjoy.
Would you buy it for $1?
I'd buy that for $1. He just looked up RoboCop quotes on Google. I'll probably get it to sit beside my RoboCop movies. Yeah. RoboCop 1 and 2 are really, really good. 1, of course, is the best. 2 is pretty close, but it's just not as good. And then 3 is a stinker. It's just not good. It's pretty bad. So, did you ever see 3, Ryan?
Mm-mm.
Did you ever get that far?
What about the reboot?
I watched part of the reboot. It grossed me out, man. That scene where I just can't handle the construction scene or whatever.
Disassembling,
Yeah.
deconstruction.
I thought it was pretty lame. The reboot.
Did you see it? I thought you didn't see it.
No, I saw it. I watched it. I watched the whole thing. Actually, I tried, but it was just lame. I didn't have the magic of the first one. It's just like you can't catch that lightning in the bottle. Like what they're doing a Gremlins cartoon now. I think it's HBO Max that's doing that, if I'm not mistaken. And I just don't know that you're gonna be able to catch that lightning in the bottle again, because that's such a kitschy, strict. I mean, both of those things are very 80s, and they kind of capture what the 80s were, the weirdness of the 80s and everything, along with other movies do that, but I'm just saying those two in particular really do. But speaking,
I didn't hate the reboot one. I know that it's not a great movie, but I thought it was better than it deserved to be. I had zero hopes and just watched it on a whim and enjoyed it for what it was.
There's nothing. It's just so comically funny when they're in that boardroom when the big robot comes in and just starts shooting that guy to pieces, and he's like Swiss cheese, and it's just like he doesn't stop shooting him, and he just starts, I mean, kind of dissipating in front of you. It's hilarious. So
did you just ignore me talking about the new one and just went back to the old one?
I did.
Cool.
No, I'm saying that you can't compare.
Anyways, my favorite part in the original was
if you were a fan of the original, it's hard to compare and contrast the two, because they watered it. Wasn't the new one PG-13? Yeah, like RoboCop was one of those movies that, I mean, it was NC-17 when it first came out, so it was pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's in the 80s, whenever there was still not a rated PG. There was no PG-13 at the time.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know that this isn't really the topic at hand, but I think there's still, even though the gratuitous violence is really cool and outlandish, and definitely like a staple for that first one. If I had seen it, I haven't seen it, but if I were to see it, I would make that assumption. But I did think that the new one had some, like, it did some cool things with the tech in terms of like putting a Robocop, android, half android, police officer with modern technology, and like with where we are now as a as far as what we can see as the future versus what they could see as the future in the 80s, a little different. And I thought Joel Kinnaman, it was one of his better roles, and it had some decent supporting cast.
So Tony's like the hybrid of us. He enjoyed the reboot as well. I just thought the suit in the new one.
Yeah. I mean,
clean, and
I wish they had the classic silver. And I like that he got that suit at the end, but I wish he had it throughout.
Yeah,
I didn't care for the stealth black suit.
Yeah, it just looked a little too clean, and I don't know.
I feel like that scene at the end when he does get that silver suit, I think that was a reshoot. I think they added that after they put film principal photography, and people were like, "Where's the silver suit?"
Cyborg style.
Yeah.
I would imagine, like, when people are going nuts about Sonic the Hedgehog a couple years ago, like, this not my Sonic.
It worked for him.
Well, I know that RoboCop's not near and dear to your heart, but something that is near and dear to your dad's heart, I believe, is Real Steel, right? So they're going to come out with a series that you and your dad can bond over on Disney Plus.
Yes.
So this will be weekly watching.
Can we get a Brandon and his dad review series on this? Be fantastic.
Have to.
What would that show be called? It has to start with a C.
Good Lord, son.
We'd finally be able to keep our videos to the appropriate 5-minute length.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, he loves this movie, and it's a good movie. I mean,
I can say I've never seen it.
yeah, I think it's Sean Levy. I think he directed it. I mean, it's got it's a good family movie, and it's interesting that they're doing a series. I hope that they end up bringing some of the the cast back. I mean, Hugh Jackman would be a big get. I don't know if he would do a Disney Plus series, but who knows? He did a HBO series.
I didn't think that what's his name doing that? Oh, why can't I think of his name? The guy Poe Dameron. What's his name? Oscar Isaac. Yeah, I didn't think he would do a show either. He's pretty big potatoes right now, but it seems like TV is the way that all these actors are going to get money now. TV is like the new movie because for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't think he's above it, but because he did the education scandal movie that was on HBO. I can't remember the name of it.
Bad Education.
Yeah, that one.
I don't even remember these movies come out. I just don't remember. Yeah, I think people have a certain stigma for like maybe Netflix or Peacock versus a Disney Plus or an HBO Max or whatever. Maybe there's, I don't know. I don't know what's
Peacock is bleeding cash right now, by the way. Saw an article on that today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can, I mean, they have a movie coming out that we'll talk about when we get to trailers. And interested to see what you guys think. But yeah, I think when did the original Real Steel come out? Like 2008 or something like that? Is that long ago? I don't know.
2011.
11? Okay. Yeah, so 11 years ago. So
yeah, and I mean a lot of the cast has gone on to become bigger names. Evangeline Lilly, who was coming off of Lost, she was in it. And what's the guy that plays Falcon? What's his name in Marvel?
Mackie. Yeah,
Anthony Mackie.
and
he was in it. So both of those names, a little bigger notoriety at this point, but I could see them coming back for sure. I mean, obviously Mackie's already done a Disney Plus show. Angelina and what is he? Evangeline Lilly.
Angelina Lilly.
Angeline Lilly. Yeah. But yeah, and I think Sean Levy is a producer on the show, as is I think Robert Zemeckis.
I was listening to the It's Always Sunny podcast earlier this week, and Charlie was talking at one point, and he brought up Luis Guzman, and I just like lost it when he said it.
I was over at Al's the other day, and he came on the screen, some movie. I don't know, some commercial. I don't know what it was, but it's like I was like, "What's that guy's name?"
Yeah. I mean, if we ever get him on this show, just like surprise Brandon with it.
Louis Guzman. He maybe he's
let me introduce him.
Cameo. Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, going down the somewhat nostalgia train that we're going down, they're making a sequel to a beloved movie. They've already made one sequel to this movie that stinks to high heaven. But they're making a sequel.
He's totally on Cameo.
Luis Guzman.
Yeah. $200.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. A Christmas Story is getting a sequel with Peter Billingsley returning as a older Alfie. He's going to return to the house and that he grew up in, which that house now is a museum, and you can actually stay in it. You can pay to stay in that house. So I'm sure those people are getting their return on investment already. But he's going to deliver his kids a magical Christmas like the one he had growing up. So
full transparency, I just watched this movie for the first time this year, this Christmas.
Holy crap,
Really?
Brandon.
Wow.
Yep. And enjoyed it. You know,
As you should.
it's
good
I
movie.
mean, I didn't grow up watching it, so I don't have that. But it's I can see why people have.
This is why I don't understand. How did you not grow up watching this?
No, I know it was on TV a lot, but I just never sat down to watch it. I'd seen clips of it. I'd seen the flagpole tongue scene, and I knew about the lamp and other things. Shoot your eye out, kid, that kind of stuff. But
Fragile.
yeah, had never seen it. So it was like, it was timely that I had just seen it, and now they're making a sequel. I wonder if it's going to be, like one of these like Home Sweet Home Alone type scenarios, or the Mighty Ducks revival, or one of these things where they just kind of phone it in.
Yeah,
You have zero interest.
I have zero hope for it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
he's done stuff.
He's a big producer. I mean, with Vince Vaughn and that camp, and also Jon Favreau. So he's done quite a bit. But I mean, I don't know. The sequel that they made had Daniel Stern as the father. I forget who played the mom. I think. But anyway, Kieran Culkin was in it as Ralphie. It wasn't good. It tried to catch that lightning in the bottle a second time, and you're just not going to. The original Christmas Story was not well received when it was in theaters, and then it got the buzz whenever it came out to home video and such. So it's one of those things that got like same thing with It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, it had the same kind of steam. Like it was dead in the box office, went for like a decade or two. It's about to have its 75th reunion. That tells you how old that movie is. Had CBS, I think, was looking for something to have on TV to rival the other networks for all their Christmas programming, and they bought the rights to it, and they started showing it every year, and that's what made people enjoy it because it was on TV, and people were like, "Oh, I never gave this time of day," and now it's a solidified classic. So, yeah, I just think that was a very special movie. Plus, but if you've never had a chance to read the book is really funny. It's little short stories from Glenn Shepard. So,
are there pictures?
No pictures. I apologize. But in other sequel news, remember we did a review for a movie that we didn't release at Christmas time? Remember that?
Vaguely. Tony, do you remember this?
So we did a review that I didn't put out because I just felt like
don't make excuses. You forgot to put it out.
I did. That was part of it, but I did try to edit
how memorable it was.
I tried to edit it down to make it into something. It was just like
the best question of all time on CiNEMACHiNE. Do you buy Tim Allen as Santa Claus?
I think that's a valid question.
That question is going to pop up again.
Yeah, because if you didn't buy him as Santa Claus, then you're in big trouble because they're doing a sequel series over at Disney Plus with Tim Allen. He's going to return as Santa Claus. So I'll be honest with you. I'll watch them because I like Christmas movies, but I don't know that I would say I'm excited for this. And plus, the Christmas movies that they have released on Disney Plus have that TV movie feel to them. That Noel movie with I forget her name, but
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, that movie was terrible. It was awful. It was god awful. Never watched it. It was awful. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. And
he's seen quite a few.
Yeah, seen quite a few. And but and then the Home Sweet Home Alone was a stinker. If
I got some.
you don't
I got
remember,
a pretty good nap in that one.
yeah, that movie was a stinker. It was not good. So
Shocker.
anyway, so are you guys gonna buy Tim Allen as Santa Claus again?
I
buy
won't
it for
be
$1.
watching this. I'll be watching. I'll be watching the movies. The movies I watch every year during Christmas. So
Yeah, my movies are locked
I
in.
think-
There's no room for it.
I think similarly to how Hawkeye, you enjoyed that seasonally for this past season, Ryan. I think this will be one of those like, this is coming out. That'll be fun to put on with the kid, kind of thing.
Yeah.
For me at least.
yeah, not
Ryan's
for me.
kid won't know what's on TV. Ryan's kid's just gonna see colors at this point. So it's just going, yeah. I mean,
well, a waitress at Cracker Barrel told me that infants can't see for like the first year
It's
of their
true.
life. So
I mean, not year, but it's like, never. First few weeks.
she said a year. So.
Maybe she's right. She does work at Cracker Barrel. You never know.
Her name was Jennifer.
it all depends on
Jennyfer.
it all depends on how many stars she has on her apron. And if she didn't have more than 3, then I'm not listening to her.
Brandon, did you handwrite those name tags for him there?
Her last name was Guzman.
I wish I
Jennifer
could say
Guzman.
yes, but sadly no.
He embroidered her apron for her.
Jennifer.
I went to Cracker
Jenny.
Barrel one time, and the waitress's name was Champagne, and I was like, really? Like, I didn't know anybody's name was Champagne, except for a certain type of dancer. But yeah, this lady had that stitched on her apron, and she only had 1 star, so felt bad for her. Yeah,
Man. They still let her work there.
I think she was new. I don't know how long. I don't know the military rankings of Cracker Barrel where you have to earn your stars. I don't know how many weeks you have to go without dropping a plate or whatever to earn your stars, but yeah, she only had 1 star, and she kind of lived up to that 1 star treatment. So Brandon, is this something you'll just throw on with the kids, or is this something that you say, I'm pretty excited about that?
No, I mean, it's not something I would be excited for. But yeah, I mean, I will watch it.
All
with
right.
the kids.
So here's a glimpse into our review of Santa Claus. Now you know why they put the
really
dick.
passionate about it.
It was like this. It was the most like khaki, as entertaining as everybody was. We had some good little jokes here and there.
Our
But
vote,
that movie,
totally
I think-
backfired on us for that one. So
there's just nothing to quote from that movie. Nothing.
Well, I think the biggest revelation from that review was that movie caused me to spell Santa Claus wrong for most of my entire life.
That's what started it all.
And I didn't even put the connection that it was like a clause, like like a legal binding contract until we were probably recording.
reviewed it. Yeah.
It dawned on Brand. If you watch that review, you can watch it dawn on Brandon.
You know what?
Oh,
The review was worth
oh
it.
my
after all.
gosh.
Wait a second. This movie's genius.
How
I
clever.
don't know about buying Tim Allen, but this spelling thing's awesome.
That is clever.
Called his mom. Why didn't you ever tell me? So it's that was a revelation for sure. Well, I know we're not in the holidays anymore, but we said our most anticipated top 5 of 2022 last week. So one of my 2022 most anticipated has begun filming in Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah.
Yeah.
That's mighty far away from Scranton.
Yeah, and you can see photos if you go online of a well rested Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode. Um,
The set photo that I saw online
Yeah,
was
that one you
hilarious. It
sent.
was just her in like a street, like just on the street. Just
Yeah.
all right.
I mean, this doesn't really say much. I don't know if I'm not excited about it. I'm excited about the movie. Well, I'm excited at the prospect of this movie actually being up to the caliber of 2018.
You're excited about it, Al. It's okay.
I'm excited.
You're excited, Al. It was on your most anticipated. Just
but there's not much to get excited about. It's just not much to get excited about.
Come on, you're all about these Halloween movies right now. You're excited about it. It's okay, Al. You can say you're excited about it. It's okay.
Brandon,
even though you're nervous,
we're gonna have to change
what
that
you got
drop.
to be nervous about.
I know. I was about to say we got to change the drop, but what you got to be excited about? You're just a damn kid. Have it blatantly dubbed over.
So the other day, Brandon sent over Michael Myers statue. He said, "Hey, Al, you can start your collection." And Ryan immediately said, "No, that's not the right brand. Don't you dare."
It wasn't Hot Toy. All right. I don't.
I don't know one from the other. So, but you were like, "Nope, Al. He's leading you down a wrong path."
Sideshow's a distributor. They also have their originals. All right. This was an original.
Yeah.
So I did not purchase
toys. All right.
I did not purchase. So yeah, I appreciate you showing me the right way there. I didn't want to go against you, but anyway, I know Brandon, I know you're not into these types of movies, and Ryan, we talked about your level of interest in Halloween Ends. I just hope they do something right. If nothing else, I get another John Carpenter soundtrack. That's what I'm looking at here.
Because by then you'll have worn through all your other ones. So.
I mean that charred pumpkin's gonna be warped. So I'm gonna have to get another color.
No, I'm excited to watch this one.
Yeah, I think I might actually go see this.
I think it's gonna be better than the last one because my expectations were higher with the last one, so my expectations are now low.
Yeah, I'm middling. Yeah, I'm middling.
So is Carpenter doing the soundtracks for these? Like, did he do the last two?
Yeah, with his son.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's cool. Why I bought.
He didn't direct them though.
No, he doesn't care to direct movies anymore. He just wants to do music now. And then, whenever the world is sane and able to have nice things, he goes out and tours his music around, which I would love to go see. So, but
hopefully he can do that soon because he's getting up there.
He's not getting up there. He's up there, but he's always looked like he was 90. I mean, when he was 30. So,
sorry, John.
No, I mean, he's always looked kind of old. Now, I was in Best Buy the other day, and they had They Live, the 4K, which I don't own the 4K because it was just kind of like a regular 4K, and I didn't buy the special edition because, it was just kind of a basic 4K. The special edition, it just came with action figures and stuff like that, and I didn't buy it because at the time I was in the middle of moving and had to put the money into the house. Blah blah blah. But I almost bought the 4K the other day for absolutely no reason other than to say, yeah, I've got a couple copies. So I'm starting to trend in the way of
Trying
Tony.
to be like Tony.
Basement Blues. Yeah, it's like I'm starting to trend that way. The things that I like anyway, not just everything. Then by the way,
you only own one, you're not a real fan.
Well, yeah. Well, Tony introduced me to something new the other day. Well, it's not new to the world, it's new to my world. A24 releases special editions of their Blu-ray /4K, like Lamb and a few other, like Midsommar, a few other movies, and they're quite pricey. But they're really nicely packaged and everything. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to get like 7 more jobs if I keep going down this route with vinyl, A24, Criterion. I mean, everything I like is expansive. So
It's the cross we bear.
yes, but whatever. So hit that Patreon up for us, please.
Please, God.
Please, God, we've got expensive hobbies. All right. So Mission Impossible, you guys are fans, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've never seen
Ryan, I think more so than I am, but yeah.
I've seen like 20 minutes of one of the movies. I'm not a Tom Cruise guy. Can't handle it.
Truthfully,
Seven and 8 are going to be,
my favorite
delayed.
one is still the first one. I really enjoyed Ghost Protocol. I like MI2. But the last two,
Limp Bizkit song.
the one they didn't use.
They used it in the marketing.
Yeah, we'll use it in the marketing. The last two though, or I think it's 2, right? The 7's coming out. Yeah, the last 2, 3. Because Ghost Protocol is, man, there's a lot of these movies out.
Ghost Protocol, Fallout, and
Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation was the 5th one.
And then there's what was the 6th?
Fallout was the 6th one.
What are we missing then?
I think I just did them in the wrong order. Ghost Protocol was 4, then Rogue Nation, then Fallout.
That's still 6 though, right? Oh, yeah,
I know, but 7 and 8 are the ones coming out.
Okay. Ghost Protocol I love, and I've seen it a ton, but the last 2 I don't even know if I've rewatched them, to be honest with you.
Wasn't the first one a De Palma movie? Didn't De Palma?
Yeah, I think so.
Honestly, don't know. That was just one of those movies that I like. One of the kind of the first action-ish movies I saw as a kid. So I always really loved it.
Yeah.
I really like the 4th one. Well, I think it's probably my favorite, mainly because I just love the set pieces. I love I saw it in IMAX in that Dubai sequence.
Khalifa, yeah,
it was freaking awesome in IMAX.
It's crazy. Agreed.
And it's Brad Bird. I was really excited. It's Brad Bird's first live action movie. So coming off of like Incredibles and Iron Giant and things like that, like I was excited to see. I think he did a great job. I think it was coming off of kind of what people would consider the revitalization of that franchise with the 3rd one. Kind of J.J. Abrams kind of, lit a fire under it again.
Wasn't there a lull though between 3 and 4?
A lull?
Yeah, I don't think
like a couple years or something.
Yeah, when did MI3
could have been? Yeah, it could have been.
Did Tommy get hurt doing one of the stunts or something?
I don't know.
I don't know anything about these movies.
There was 5 years between them. I think.
Gotcha.
They just kind of picked back up with Ghost Protocol. And it was a great one. That's right up. That's probably my second favorite one.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Yeah, I agree. And I like the 3rd one too. The first one I've only seen like one time. The second one probably the same. The second one did make me go out and buy some Oakley Juliet glasses, sunglasses. But between that movie and X-Men with Cyclops wearing them, so they're very popular at that time.
How old were you?
I don't know. Middle school?
26, 27.
I think I was in middle school.
Okay, that's appropriate. Oh, yeah, I did see that on A24. Last Black Man in San Francisco is a movie, Brandon, not a news story. And anyway, it was I did see that set on there. They're quite costly. And I have to make decisions as if they're worth that cost to me, but I do want to see Lamb, and they do look really nice, the sets. So Well, I do have some good news, guys, and I have to say, all right, I'm just gonna say a couple things. A24, okay, got your interest, okay. Kirsten Dunst, do I still have your interest?
Mary Jane, yeah, got it.
Okay. Alex Garland directing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who Alex Garland is there, Ryan?
Nope.
Ex Machina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is a movie, Civil War. The details of this movie are like hush hush, but they are saying that it's in a near future America.
What's up?
Hey,
That's my
What's
sister-in-law.
hey, Holly. But
Let's.
yeah,
We're not, Holly. I'm sorry. We're not going to be talking about 8 Seconds or any of those movies that you keep wanting to watch. She keeps wanting to watch a rodeo movie here. But
What?
it's not on the dock today.
so she was nice enough to watch the show. First thing Brandon does is insult her.
Yeah. Go away.
Get off. Go on.
I can't take this niceness.
Obi is my nickety name for my nephews, by the way. That's for people that are like, Obi.
Yeah, in the city we call those nicknames.
Yeah, we're not saying Brandon's wise. We're not saying that at all. We're not alluding to that. We're not going to say he's going to pass a spelling test.
Maybe
Hey, it's a good watch.
Tony, you should invite my sister-in-law over.
Yeah, so I'm excited about this for sure. Alex Garland, I mean, I haven't disliked anything I've seen of his.
Did
just
anybody
yet.
watch his Hulu
Devs?
show?
The Devs.
Yeah, Devs.
I haven't watched it. I have it marked, but it's one of those things I was waiting for it to finish so I could just consume it all at one time, just binge it. And I just never went back. I've heard great things about it though.
Yeah. I remember it's got Nick Offerman in it.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch it. Maybe we'll get around to it. But yeah, I mean, I really loved Annihilation and Ex Machina as well.
Yeah, Annihilation came out around the same time that right before the Ghostbusters movie, 2016. And everybody was all up in arms about the politics around that movie or whatever. And nobody said anything about Annihilation. And everybody kind of turned a cold shoulder towards Annihilation. But it was the same setup of women and such like that. And yet it's a much better movie, but nobody got all up in arms about it. Look, you made Holly leave. She left. You made her leave. Fine.
Good. Worked.
So anyway, but Annihilation is a good movie.
Well, it's one of those things where that movie actually made sense why it was a all-female cast. Like they had a story element for it.
Right. Yeah. No,
it wasn't just,
wasn't just a marketing gag. But no, I would say that movie has one of the most disturbing monsters in it I've ever seen in a movie.
Katie, you're talking about Annihilation, right? You're referring to Annihilation. Yeah. Katie had like a nervous breakdown in that movie during that sequence. She was like, "I can't watch this." She's like,
that movie was where that
it was because the soundtrack and everything too is so like it's like almost sensory overload. Like she is just we got out of the theater and she was like, "I hated that. I hated that movie."
That sequence. That's like, are you talking about the miming sequence with the little creature, or the bear sequence is also?
I'm talking about the bear sequence personally.
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about the miming sequence at the end.
Either way, you can't go wrong. They're both disturbing.
But yeah, I mean that's a good one too. True.
They're both.
She wasn't happy during either of those sequences.
Well, especially like
it's like Brandon listening to Halloween at my house
about the bear.
This is relaxing, right? No, Al.
Come on, relax.
What like compounds the creepiness of the bear?
When you go over to Al's house and he's got the the audio for that playing, you know it's in trouble.
It's coming. It's coming.
let's
Well, that's
let's talk about the trailer. We need to talk about Cosby while we're on subject.
That bear sequence with like the like morphing teeth inside of like human teeth inside the bear teeth with the woman's scream coming from within the bear.
It was
just such a messed up.
It was.
It's great though.
Yeah, no, it's something you don't forget for sure. Like I forget most movies nowadays. I am never going to forget that.
No,
You know, like
that movie was really good, and I can't remember what movie came out at the same weekend and just buried it at the box office.
everything buried. Nobody went to go see Annihilation.
it was. I think it went straight to
a huge
Netflix
movie
overseas, everywhere but here.
There was a
wasn't
huge
even-
movie that came out the same weekend of Annihilation. I can't remember what it was, and it crushed at the box office. And Annihilation was just done.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure somebody can look it up, but it is a shame because
Annihilation, Game Night, The Lodgers, The Cured, Half Magic, Seven Guardians of the Tomb, and Every Day.
Or maybe it was the week before.
it could have been something that came out the week prior that just kind of overshadowed it. I don't see Game Night did well, but I don't think it would have.
The movie's surprisingly funny.
It is.
Jesse Plemons, speaking of Kirsten Dunst.
How's that profitable, Frito Lay? It's like one of my favorite lines. Is buy one get two free. How could that be profitable for Frito Lay?
Yeah, I was surprised because I was not going to watch that movie, and then you were like, "No, it's funny," and I was like, "All right, I'll take a shot." And I remember laughing quite a bit during that one. It's a good. So I'll definitely be seeing Civil War. No release date on this, no real information on it whatsoever, just other than it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So Kirsten Dunst, she's been in some pretty cool like indie movies. So she
was in the Power of the Dog recently, which I still got to watch. I hear that's good. Her and Plemons.
Family affair.
Yeah.
Well, you want to get to some trailers? Talk about some trailers?
For sure.
Ryan, did you watch the trailers?
No, I did not. They came through way too late for me to check up on them.
All right. So The Man Who Fell to Earth. I watched this one the other day.
That's what it was. Black Panther came out February 16th.
Okay.
And yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, not the same audience for sure. But yeah, I would say Annihilation's a better made movie. Like,
from my understanding, I totally agree. I'm just saying that.
No, I understand what you're saying. It just crushed it. Yeah.
Just totally got swept under the rug.
Yeah. The Man Who Fell to Earth. Brandon, what'd you think about this trailer?
I mean, it's a pretty quick trailer. There's not a ton to glean from it, but I know that
in my mind, it's just this, like on loop. I'm just falling, rotating.
Yeah.
But as far as like initial premise, I thought it was interesting. I like Chiwetel Ejiofor, and I know that this isn't this like some sort of book or some property that they've been trying to get
it's
off
a
the ground
remake
for a while
of an old David Bowie movie from my understanding. I mean, I think this, I know that was a movie that David Bowie was in, so I believe this is a remake of that movie,
Gotcha. That makes sense. When
it was on Criterion, and then they took it off Criterion. And if you can get your hands on that bad boy, it's worth a lot of money, people. The David Bowie version of this, it's worth a lot of money. Couple hundo.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like Just Friends numbers, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested. It's on Showtime. I think it was supposed to be a Hulu thing originally, and then I think maybe Paramount Plus possibly, and now Showtime. But I want to see more as far as, trailer, just to get an idea of the scope of the show. But it could be good.
I think I'm gonna just be flat out honest. I don't think I'm gonna seek this out, not because there's not an interest level or anything like that. I think it looks bad, but like, it doesn't interest me enough to seek out a Showtime subscription to do this. And I don't have a Showtime subscription, so there's no need for me to go get one just to see this. So,
yeah,
and I'm really trying to get away from watching shows because I am finding that my attention span is growing shorter, or is getting shorter. And I'm wanting to watch more movies to lengthen that. And I'd rather watch a good movie versus, 50-50 good show. So, and fortunately, it seems to be the way that everything's going. Movies are just long format TV. We've talked about it. So, All right. Ryan, what do you think about it? So
great. Love it.
All right. Awesome.
This is one that Ryan might be interested in. This next one.
We crashed. Do you know who that is, Ryan? Can you guess what the actor that is?
Looks like oh my gosh, Freddie Prinze.
No, Freddie Prinze.
Senior?
Yeah,
or junior?
Yeah, he didn't have a hole in his head.
Totally looks like Freddie Prinze Jr. or Kieran.
Did you
Culkin
say?
Or somebody?
Hang on. Did you say Tony looks like Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Totally.
Oh, you said Tony looks like Freddie Prinze Jr. I was like, no, he doesn't.
No, Freddie Prinze is a lot older now.
Yeah. That's Jared
Freddie
Leto.
Prinze Jr., Ryan Jr.
Yeah, Jr.
Sorry.
His dad
Don't
was
mean
also
to offend.
famous comedian.
Yeah. That's Jared Leto, and what's her name is in this? Anne Hathaway, or is that her name?
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway is in this.
Yeah.
This is about the WeWork brand, where they did the offices, and it was.
Who else is in that movie? Because I feel like I maybe saw this trailer. I thought there was somebody else in this.
I don't know.
I didn't see anybody else that I noticed. I mean, they didn't really advertise anybody else. Let's see: Jared Leto, Anne Hathaway, Kyle Marvin, and America Ferrera. It had to be.
Oh
America
no,
Ferrera.
I saw the trailer for the movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the Uber thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. This seems like kind of in that vein, kind of in the Theranos, big tech company startup.
Yeah.
Making strides. And then
I watched a couple news stories about this.
Big old buildings everywhere, man. And they just, we crashed.
Yeah. Apparently there was a lot more going on behind the scenes than people really want to talk about. Oh, yeah. I don't want to speak out of turn because I watched a couple of news stories and I don't know if they were telling the truth or not. You know how it goes nowadays. But anyway, I don't think I'm interested in watching a movie on this after I've seen the few news stories. I think I've seen enough on this. And this looks like it looks like the actors are trying really hard, but it looks like something that was kind of thrown together just to put something on Apple TV Plus. To me personally, it doesn't look like it's worth sitting down to watch, but I didn't even watch the whole trailer. I watched probably 2/3 of the trailer.
Yeah.
I will probably watch this. I like these types of stories. So,
bad ones.
And, yeah, like I said, it gave me like vibes of the whole like Theranos situation, and really enjoyed that documentary. And I don't really know much about this. I didn't even know anything about the company when this trailer came out, so I did look to see what the actual company was, because I didn't.
Yeah, look into it, man, because it's kind of a weird story, and the
Pretty
more
wild.
you look into it, the more that it unravels. To be honest with you.
Well, I think I'll just wait and watch the movie.
Yeah, but the thing about the movies are they kind of Hollywoodize it to where they don't tell the full story. There's a lot going on. This guy in particular, there's a lot about him that.
How about I do this? How about I watch the series like I always do, or the movie, whatever it is. I don't know if this is a movie or a series. Yeah, series. And then I'll do my research afterwards so that I'm not spoiled by any kind of reveals that may be in the series. And then I can do some fact checking to see what they omitted and what they didn't.
It's like a lot.
You do you, bro. Live your best life.
I will.
People say that crap. All right. So next up, Ben Stiller is directing a show on Apple TV Plus, and this is for Severance. Has Adam Scott looking the oldest I've ever seen him look. He actually looks his age. Watch then research, Tony says. There you go.
I like you, Tony.
I like it when you agree with me. So this actually has potential to be pretty good. I like Adam Scott. Ben Stiller's a decent director. Now I will say the little poster they have for this, little thumbnail they have for this show doesn't do it any service because it looks very much so like The Office, especially the British version of The Office, because he's like peeking over a cubicle and it uses like the same type treatment.
That's what I was expecting when I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is very not what that thumb indicates.
And I'm wondering if they did that on purpose. I'm guessing they did to suck people in. But and then get them to stay because it's actually interesting looking. But I think this looks interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't know that I'll watch it because I don't watch a lot of shows, like I said.
It's also got John Leguizamo in it too, right? Or not John Leguizamo. Is it John Turturro?
John Turturro. I like John Turturro.
Yeah, I do too. Who will also be in the Batman? Falcone. Or Falcone. I don't know, depending on how you say it.
It's got Patricia Arquette and Chris. So this show has Christopher Walken and Patricia Arquette as well. So
I like her
interested.
as well.
I like both of them.
Yeah.
So color me interested.
And Adam Scott.
That I watched the trailer. I was like, oh yeah, this looks like be something I could enjoy, but I probably won't end up watching it because there's just so much out there that I got to watch.
That's the thing. It's too much. It's just too much out there nowadays. So I'm freaking out, man. Freaking out. So yeah.
How will I be able to watch it all?
Oh my God. I gotta quit my job. This is my job now. All right. So Guillermo del Toro has released the first teaser for Pinocchio, and this is Chimney Cricket, voiced by Ewan McGregor. So, did you guys watch this? I sent it to you the other day.
Yeah, I had already seen it, but yes, I did watch it.
I'm going to tell you guys something.
I also had already seen it, but yeah, I watched it.
I hate Pinocchio. Can't stand that movie.
That's surprising.
It freaks me out.
Dark movie.
Yeah, no, it freaked me out as a kid, like to where.
That's what freaks you out.
Yeah.
The guy that has Halloween on vinyl in rotation every day at his house.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, Pinocchio freaked me out as a kid. I was a bit of an advanced storyteller back in the day, or as some people call it, a liar. And I always thought that was what was going to happen to me. So I was always waiting for to turn into a donkey.
He's getting that. He's getting his ruler out every day. He's like, Okay, still the same.
Oh my God. No, it terrified me. And then like the two, like what were the bad guys that came up and kind of kidnapped him and stuff? I don't remember the whole movie because I literally haven't seen it since I was like 7.
Is that
I mean,
under the covers? For that part?
it freaked me out so bad. Like we had to watch it in class one day and I just couldn't. I walked out. I was like, I'm sick. I've got to go home. I made my mom come to the school and pick me up because I was like so terrified. I cannot handle.
You'll never believe what they're having
To
us
this
watching
day.
there.
Till this day, Pinocchio freaks me out. I don't know what it is. Not just like the poster or anything, but watching that movie, I just can't do it. I don't know why. Whatever. It's just I don't like it.
It's been a while since I've seen it. I remember being like very surprised, like, you know, after I grew up, like being surprised that it was a movie from the 1940s. I just thought it was like came out when I was a kid.
Fox and the Cat. Is that what freaks you out, Tony?
Fox and the Cat. Another Fox and the Hound. I don't know Fox and the Cat.
Oh, the Fox and the Cat. That's the people that
the Fox
bad guys.
in the movie.
Bad guys. I see.
Pinocchio.
I'm be honest with you. I'm thinking in the mindset of my 7-year-old self right now, and I'm kind of freaked out by the
Can we
idea of
move
talking
on
about
to the
Pinocchio.
next movie?
So, yeah, can we just move on, guys? Mom, I'm sick. Can you come pick me up?
I gotta go.
Well,
My mom's
I've actually been really excited about this, not only because I like Guillermo del Toro, but because it's stop animation, and I have a deep
but that made it
appreciation for that.
creepier to me. Like I don't
That
like
does.
this depiction of Jiminy Cricket.
I don't understand why it seems prime for something that you would love. Like,
No,
you know,
I love Guillermo. And here's the thing: I own Devil's Backbone and stuff like that by him, like the real like hard hitting stuff by him, and love it. But yeah, I will not be watching
Pinocchio.
I can't do it, dude. I cannot do it. So I'm glad we're not more popular because people would be sending me Pinocchio crap. So
they've been trying to make a live action Pinocchio for a while. With
They
I think
did
Robert
with,
Downey Jr. Was attached as Geppetto to play Geppetto, and Zemeckis, I think, was.
What was the
supposed to
guy's
direct
name
it.
that walked across the seats at the Oscars? The Italian actor.
You know full well me and Brandon don't watch the Oscars. All right.
Let's do some trivia. Anyway,
I don't know who walked across the
he
seat.
did it
Adrian
to-
Brody.
no. No. Is
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's
Let's just not know.
Okay. Dude, what's his name? Tony's gonna know it. Yeah, so I don't know. All right. Let's move on before I start crying. All right. Murderville.
Murder.
So this is
Murder.
an interesting show. Will Arnett has a new guest star every week. It's a detective show. They don't know what's going on. They have no script or anything.
Yeah.
And it's all improv and everything.
It's like whose line is
Roberto
it anyway,
Benigni. Yes. Thank you, Tony.
That was going to be my second guess.
Roberto Benigni. Yeah.
Roberto Benigni.
He made a live action Pinocchio a couple years ago.
Marshawn Lynch in there.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Colin Quinn had a show a while back that was pretty much this premise. And it kind of bothers me that this is now on Netflix under him. It was called like The Cop Show or something like that. It was pretty fun. You can watch episodes of it on Cop Show. You can watch episodes of it on YouTube now, but it was on one of those.
Sorry.
Yeah, what was that?
My mic. It's got those little like springs, so if you like bump it, they just
sounds
go down.
like that, huh?
Yeah. So I hope this is good, but at the same time, I think Colin Quinn is an underrated genius. I think he's so funny and everything. So I hope this is somewhat different, but this really does scream the exact same idea and it was years ago that Colin Quinn had that idea, and it was just on a fly by night network. So go check that out.
It looks like it could be funny. And
looks like it'll be funny for maybe an episode or maybe a season, but there's no longevity here for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't turn into just them trying to make each other laugh and break. Could get very Jimmy Fallon SNL.
Ugh, don't even get me started. That's the scariest thing. He has a career. I think the Conan one looked
Not
pretty
as scary
funny.
as Pinocchio, though.
Yeah, no, nothing's that scary. The Conan one looks funny. I like Conan, so that'd be interesting. And he's a good improver, so we'll see. So
maybe Wayne Brady will show up.
Oh boy.
Or Ryan Dunn.
Ryan Dunn's dead. Ryan Dunn's dead.
What's the Ryan
the guy
guy
from Jackass?
Yeah, what's the well, maybe he'll show up. I don't know. You never know.
He's like he disintegrated in his Porsche when he wrecked
the
it.
Ryan. There's a
Horse
Ryan
ghost.
on Who's Line.
Good Lord.
I don't know his name.
I don't know.
Is it
I don't watch
Styles?
that show.
Ryan Stiles.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's a show. Looks all right. This next one, I don't care about at all. Joe versus Carol. Okay, so first off, I thought that was both Kate McKinnon. I thought it was like her playing both.
They should have
roles.
done that. Would have been a better idea.
Well, I don't know. This looks terrible. I didn't watch Tiger King.
This is everything that I hate about. Is this Netflix? This has to be Netflix.
This is Peacock.
No, it's Peacock.
Oh, okay.
Which you would think it was Netflix because they had the Tiger King.
Peacock is bleeding money though right now, so
and this is why, because this is terrible. I mean, like the trailer looks awful.
Gosh.
The thing is there's no point in doing any of these. I mean, they're not going to be funnier or like better than the show. Like the documentary is like, it's not going to get any better than that because it is essentially the story. Right. You get the story. You get it's just as hilarious. There's no point in even trying to retell it. I don't know what the point. It's just going to be a not as good version. This
show is like when there's a really old guy, like that GIF of Steve Buscemi skateboarding, like later dudes. This is that. This is basically that. It's like the people that don't know how to do this streaming thing. They're just like, hey, there was like some fat cat.
And it's coming out 2 years or whatever after.
It was like that Netflix Tiger King was popular.
Well, they greenlit two different studios. They greenlit this one, and then another studio was doing one with Nick Cage as Tiger King. But I don't know if that one ended up going into production.
Man.
I think it may have gotten nixed.
Should have been made.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. Just if you're dumb enough to watch it, have fun.
Why would you waste a camera on this?
Yeah, I mean, fine. I don't know. I didn't understand why people were watching Tiger King. I don't get that. I grew up around enough white trash.
It's a pretty wild story.
I don't need to watch anything
Netflix,
on it. Trust me.
Like, I don't
know. All right. And finally, we need to talk about Cosby. No, we don't. We don't need to talk about Cosby. And at least 4 of the talking heads in this trailer are flat out liars about everything I've ever seen them talk about, anything newsworthy or anything. Like I've seen them on other shows talking and whatnot, and they know. All right, a lot of people knew this was going on, yes, but I hate retrospective things like this. Like when I saw the first few minutes of the Woodstock thing, and I saw the angle they were trying to push, and everybody was trying to act like, oh, we saw it coming because we're better than you. That's exactly what this is going to be. This was terrible. what happened. And I hate things like this because people come back and they say, "Oh yeah, I saw it." No, you didn't. You didn't see it. If you saw it, then why didn't you speak up? Why did it take Hannibal Buress to make a joke about it to bring it to light? Why is that what took the everybody in the comedy world and everything? This was spoken about, just like in comedy clubs and everything. When you first go to a comedy club and you're toured around, you're told what comics still jokes and everything. Yes, this was talked about. But the thing is, and it breaks your heart and everything, but I hate when people try to jump on people's terrible stories in their lives and they try to profit off of it because they act like they knew something about. No, you didn't know anything about this. And if you did and you didn't say anything, then you should be ashamed of yourself. So shut up. Just because you got on TV and you got some makeup and all that stuff and whatever, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And Kamal Bell, he does good shows and everything, but he is extremely leaning a particular way in every story. He forces the narrative in a particular light. So this story is a terrible story because it hurts so many people. And yes, it turns out America's dad was a monster. But I don't think we need to keep kicking this can down the street and continually hurting these people that this hurt. You know what I mean? So I will not be watching this again. Showtime. I think this is another petty grab. I don't know. Kamal Bell had a show on CNN for a while, and he had a show somewhere else for a while. He's a good kind of, I don't want to call him documentarian, but he does the kind of thought pieces and stuff. So I think he's from my hometown or somewhere around there anyway. But anyway, I appreciate him, but I would say the majority of the people I saw on screen are just those people that are doing this for attention to themselves and not to shed any light on to help the people that this actually hurt. So this kind of stuff drives me crazy. So sorry.
So did you guys watch anything this week?
I just can't stand it. It's very personal to me. Sorry. I have certain situations in life that
we didn't have to. We could have just left it off.
It drives me crazy. Drives me up a wall. I can't help. Sorry.
Well, despite that, I am interested in seeing what they do with it, because as far as how the story goes, because I grew up loving Cosby, and I saw Cosby perform 2 months before this came out.
That's right. You did.
And so I was like, what? Like, and then you do hear it's kind of like, the stories about, not to the same degree as like the Harvey Weinstein stuff, as far as like, the worst kept secret type thing. But it will be interesting to see the angle, because this guy was such a, like you were saying, he was America's dad. And so people held him as a person in such high regard. And the rise and fall of someone like that it's a hard pill to swallow, but I'm interested to see kind of what, if anything, because now he's out of jail and like, it's crazy to see how quickly it's kind of been swept under the rug. But
I don't think it has been. I mean, I think he's still the butt of everybody's joke and everything. I think he's still on house arrest, right? So
yeah, but the fact that he's not in jail is just crazy. But
well, I mean, in all reality, he's going to die. Pretty soon. He's not doing well, but that's neither here nor there. I'm thinking about the victims here in this, and if they're not given,
it seemed like some of them were included in the doc.
Well, the thing is that if you guys didn't know me, who went to Woodstock, you would have had one understanding of Woodstock, and that whole entire documentary had one narrative.
The thing is, Al, I do know you, and I believe the documentary.
Yeah, I got pictures. But anyway, it's so ridiculous that these documentaries, like, there's certain, like, what's his name? Michael Moore was very good at taking something, just whatever documentary he had. And it has been revealed now that he was just like one of the best editors ever, and how he would manipulate the story and such. Now, it's hard to manipulate this story, but you can still kind of squeeze juice out of this.
Hey,
And
Katie.
I think it's petty. Yeah, hey Katie. I think it's petty if you're going to make something like this and you're not going to give, and if everybody's up in arms and all these people that are in this have a certain belief politically, and yes, we know what they believe. If they don't give the proceeds of this movie to those victims, I I think that that's wrong. But I mean, I just hate that they continue to try to squeeze juice out of this and shed light on themselves more so. Like, we don't need to talk about Cosby anymore. Cosby pretty much hurt those people more than anybody, but he hurt everybody at the same time by not by I think it made people trust less, because we thought, man, we can at least trust this one person. Like, he's not going to do us any wrong, like he was America's dad, like we said. And I don't know, I used to watch the Cosby Show. Like, I have a thing, I like cheesy sitcoms. I like them. I love them with the laugh track and everything like that. And you could sit down and watch the Cosby Show and you learn something from it and everything. And they were trying to say that, like, clips from the show were breadcrumbs of him turning into this monster. No, that's writers in a writer's room, and he was loving his wife, and so he's not. So I just hate how people take things out of context and try to make it into something that it's not. It's just just stop it, with all these different documentaries where you try to paint your own narrative. Um, there's certain documentaries where you actually learn something, like the Ken Burns stuff and whatnot. You learn something from those, but these people that try to make them into hit pieces, and Bill Cosby deserves every bit of bad press that he gets. But I think you're giving him more power by talking about him and not talking up the victims. So anyway, we're a movie show. We shouldn't be talking about all this stuff. But anyway, I don't think we need to talk about Cosby. All right.
We don't talk about Cosby. No.
All right. So you guys watched the same things this week. So what did you guys watch this week?
Go for it, Ryan.
I didn't know you watched the same things as me, other than Righteous Gemstones. But yes, watching Righteous Gemstones. And it just got renewed for another season, which I'm excited about. Mm-hmm. This show's great. It's just goofy and a super easy watch. Some great character acting. I don't know. I think I touched on this one the last episode that we had, but the episode from Sunday, I guess it's Sunday nights that come out, right?
Yeah.
It was just hilarious. They brought back
Baby Billy Freeman.
Yeah. And his girlfriend, who's hilarious. Her little dialect that she has is so funny.
She has a dialect?
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell, I guess. But I don't know, Brandon. Like, I feel like I've talked about this show before already, but it's
just if you're not watching it and haven't watched the first season, definitely recommend it. And it's one of those things for me too, that it's one of those. I love the HBO Max format, being weekly, because every Sunday night I'm like, oh yeah, sure, we got Righteous Gemstones tonight, so it's something to look forward to. Yeah, I do wish it came on at 9 instead of 10, because we went down there at like 9:15. That's like their primetime slot, and I was like, why is it not on HBO Max? Where is it? Kept refreshing.
We usually just watch it the next day. Yeah. But Tony, first off, you're in for a treat with the finale of Succession, so enjoy that. But Righteous Gemstone is definitely worth your time as well.
Yep.
For sure.
Super good.
What else did you guys watch?
Brandon, you lead. I didn't know you were watching this.
Well, I'm not at the same point as you are, but we did pick back up on Ozark. I mentioned maybe just to you that we didn't finish season 3. And so it'd been whenever that came out, we started it shortly after, and then we just got busy and then never finished it. So we are trying to remember what happened midway through season 3 and that kind of thing. So, because I do want to keep watching, get to season 4.
Yeah. The finale of season 2 is great. Or season 3 is great. This show, so I just finished. They're doing 2 parts for this is the final season of the show. They're doing 2 parts. So I just got through the first part that they released, and man, this show, every time I watch it, it kind of, I guess because there's such a long gap between like when they release the seasons, it kind of like after a while kind of gets like swept under the rug as to how much I enjoy the show. But this show is like right up there with Succession for me. And this season's no exception. It's a crazy dark show. Some awesome acting. Is it Julia Garner? Who plays Ruth? Is that her name? Julia Garner?
I think so.
I think. Man, she has a moment in the last episode of this season they just released that is just, it's very raw. But she's great. The season was great, so I'm excited to see what you have to say about it when you catch up, Brandon.
Yeah, I think we were only like 3 episodes into the season 3, so we got a little bit before we can get to season 4. But
season 1 was great. Season 2 was a little bit down for me, and then season 3 was awesome again, and season 4 picked up right where season 3 left off.
It never fails. Anytime I mention this show, like to somebody, they're like, they filmed that on Lake Lanier.
Chris is in this show.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
he's in a strip club.
Oh, really?
He's a strip club patron.
Yeah.
They filmed that on Lake Lanier. You know that, right? Like people are so excited to say that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's
season
it's
3.
kind
They
of
filmed
like
in Savannah. You can tell the Riverwalk area.
It's weird watching this show because like you just don't see stuff on Netflix that's this good.
I mean, when Netflix was starting to put out shows, they put out some pretty decent shows. I mean, there were a couple that I really liked, but
it's just nowadays, I don't know, I just kind of associate it with
everything just kind of
cheap stuff. Like
everything just kind of melds together, and I forget what network or whatever you want to call it, streaming service. Everything's on.
They just seem to do a lot more like kind of like mass market targeted stuff. And I don't know. This is kind of, I guess, a carryover from the old guard when they were putting out their originals and whatnot. But
I mentioned it last week, but I would also, as far as Netflix shows, I would still recommend Midnight Mass. I finished it as well. I didn't include it in the doc, but that is another recent Netflix effort that I really enjoyed. The finale, I had 1 episode left as of last week, and the finale didn't quite stick the landing for me fully. It felt a little rushed, but it was still overall a really good series.
Nice, Tony. What'd you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
You know, it was filmed on Lake Lanier. Just saying. All right, so talking about Christmas movies, hang on one second. I watched a movie that we're definitely going to be reviewing next year because you guys have to watch this. I said, guys, watch this, and you were like, Al, it's not Christmas anymore. But I forgot that I put this on my queue on Prime, like close to Christmas. And it is so ridiculously bad. It's hilarious. This movie's called Santa Jaws. This movie, it's as bad as it sounds, guys.
It looks like it.
It's so bad.
Tony dug it. Nice.
Yeah, he loves Santa Jaws.
Ozark.
I know. Please, people, go out and watch this on Prime. It is so tacky and bad. So there's a line from this movie. Hang on, I texted out to somebody last night. I gotta read it to you because it's one of the dumbest lines I've ever heard in my whole life. And like you know how like in the old action movies they always had like the yippee ki yay mother yeah and all that stuff. Like they always have the cool lines, like whenever they shoot somebody or whatever, they always have the line or whatever. This movie had a line,
Who left
ho
the
ho
fridge
ho
open?
you ho 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 you son of a fish.
It's like a TV edit of
Oh my
Yeah.
god. And every single
Yippee-ki-yay,
line,
Mr. Falcon.
this movie is so bad. So the whole premise of this movie is this kid likes to draw comic books, and his grandfather gives him a magical pen that makes his comic books come to life. And they're like, it looks like they're in Savannah, but I think they're somewhere in like Louisiana or something. They have like the mossy trees and such. And every character in this movie is bad. Every actor in this movie is terrible. The kid's dad is the worst actor in the whole movie. But there's a point in this movie where they're trying to kill the shark, and they
You're
have
spoiling
to
it for us, Al.
they have to start
You're
drawing
spoiling it.
stuff to kill the shark.
Unbelievable.
And the shark ends up with a unicorn horn and jumps up and stabs somebody with it's a candy cane unicorn horn. So bad. And the CG is god awful. The shark has Christmas ornament glass for teeth. And it's green and red.
Kevin Smith at one point was making moose jaws, which was it was Jaws but with a moose.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like with the same intent to do it, just ridiculous. Like, it was right after he did Tusk.
This is prime CiNEMACHiNE right now, guys.
This movie. Oh my gosh, this movie's awful, but it's so funny. The ideas behind it are so funny. And I want to think that people are just like, yeah, like this looks like one of those movies where people like on a bet they were like, yeah, I can get a movie on Amazon. Watch. And it's like took a dare. I don't know if that's what happened, but that's what this looks like. And this movie is god awful, but I laughed so hard watching this movie because it's just that bad. All the like little one-liners and stuff like that. It's so quotable after you actually watch it. I promise you, once we watch it with the CiNEMAChine family, we'll watch it. all six people.
You seem very confident this is happening.
I am very confident. I have a feeling.
Perhaps overly confident.
Oh my god, this movie is so silly and fantastic. So, highly suggest it. It is awful, but it's good awful. It's so bad.
Good awful.
And I couldn't stop. Like I wanted at one point, I was like, I'm not watching this, and then I was like, what'd they say? Yeah, I can't stop watching this. It just kept happening. Yeah, I mean, this movie's uber predictable. They made it over a weekend, probably. There's like 3 locations total. Totally get it. There's one scene where this guy is on a dock, like for no reason. He's dressed up like an elf, and it's in the South, so there's no snow or anything. It looks like a hot Southern day with like like it is all the time around Christmas. And he's got his shoes on, and he's like, I'm just going to put my feet in the water. and he doesn't take his shoes off. He just puts his shoes down in the water because they had prosthetic legs on him so the shark could rip them off.
I guess you had to be there, Al.
No, I'm just saying, it's just so like, who puts their shoes down in the water like, oh, this is relaxing? It's so stupid. Oh man, it's just so poorly done. And then he's like walking on his peg, like he has his stumps of his legs.
We should clip this out and put it on Instagram tomorrow.
He's walking on his stumps of his legs. He's like, help me. There's CG blood going over. It's so bad. Please watch it.
No. How about no? Need that drop.
Anyway, all right. I'll leave it at that.
Cool.
All right. Did you guys buy any
Didn't you watch another movie?
Oh yeah,
We can
Brigsby
skip it.
Bear.
Let's get it.
It's fine. It's fine.
I tried to move on. Brigsby Bear. I love this movie. I've seen it a few times now. I just bought it.
I think you've talked about it on here.
Yeah, this is a
You
movie
can
I think both of you need
Go
to
back
watch.
and listen to when he talked about it last time.
I just bought it. It's finally discounted. For the longest time it was like $25-$30, and I was like, well, I don't think it's worth that. But I bought it for like $7 on Amazon the other day. And also, if anybody's wondering, Pig is only like $7, $8 on Amazon right now, so check that out. So
Cool.
yes, I just bought this. It's headed this way. Anyway, did you guys get any physical media?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I got some records.
What a surprise.
I bought some.
Anybody watch Boba Fett this week? I did. I watched Boba Fett. Tell
What'd you
me.
think? Is it picking up at all?
This episode was great.
What number?
I
was
can't
it?
tell you about any of the others because I didn't watch them, but this episode was great.
What
Episode
number
yeah.
was it? 5?
5. Yeah, it was great. I texted
I
Ryan.
only
I know
watched
you're
it
not
'cause
watching this
Brandon
show,
told me to.
but
Yeah.
you got to watch this episode. You don't need to watch anything else.
Because it's been a
And you
dumpster
really
fire.
didn't have to watch anything else.
No, you did. You literally didn't have to watch anything. It's not even a Boba Fett episode.
I don't even
so-
really understand. To be honest with you, I don't really understand why it was in there, but
Okay.
yeah, it's great.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. The other day I was like Saturday, I was sitting around and I was like, man, I'm bored. And Friday it did a little bit of the snowing out here. And so down here in the South, people tend to freak out when it snows because we don't have salt trucks and all that stuff, but it wasn't even sticking to the ground. So although I've lived in Chicago, I don't like to be out in it because people don't know how to drive in the snow or ice here. They slam on their brakes, so it's dangerous.
And snow is highly reflective, so Al sunburns really easily.
I have had a snow burn, so I don't.
I'll bet you have. I'll bet you have.
I have had a snow
I wasn't
burn.
joking, Al.
Yeah, and I have been the cool guy. When I went to Wyoming, I had to wear sunglasses inside
Nice.
because it
No
burned my
blindness.
retina. So anyway, I was sitting around the other day and I was like, man, I'm just so freaking bored. I had done all my chores. I cooked up a bunch of food
Your
for the week.
chores. Al
Yeah,
taking
well,
the trash out.
Gosh, my honeydew list is crazy. I get mad at myself. Why do you do this? You're so disappointing. So
I'm trying.
so I sat down to watch some TV or whatever, and it on Google TV it says, you have this still waiting, and it's like that episode 2 of Boba Fett, like a quarter of the way through, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I literally was like, I'm just done with TV. I can't do it. So I started this tells you something about me. I was like, man, it feels good outside. It feels like Christmas finally. So I turned on some Christmas records and started putting together a Christmas puzzle. That's what I did. So, and then I watched Santa Jaws.
You should go see a doctor.
Yeah, no. I wrapped up all my Christmas gifts and act like I was surprised, like Mr. Bean. So anyway, I did buy a couple records. Ryan, I bought one that you've been wanting for a while. Perfect Circle.
I saw that. Yeah.
You
Flipping it?
I am gonna flip it because it's the limited edition 2008, and it's not worth what I paid for it. I mean, it's good. It's a good listen, but it's not worth what I paid for it. I bought it with you in mind, thinking okay. So here's the story. It was 2:00 in the morning. I was like, hey, I'm gonna offer this guy.
2:00 in the morning. I was thinking about you.
I was thinking about you. I was thinking about you, man. No, it's 2:00 in the morning. I couldn't go back to sleep, so I started flipping through eBay, and it popped up, and I was like, I'll throw a bid in there. So I lowballed this guy, and you know how much they're going for. So I lowballed him, and he gave it to me for that price. When I woke up the next morning, it said, "Hey, your offer has been accepted." I was kind of bummed that my offer had been accepted.
Yeah,
I didn't want to pay that much for a record, but I was like, it's way lower than we've seen it, and I know Ryan's been looking for this. And if Ryan doesn't want it, then I know I can get my money back. So I'm not that worried about it. So, trying to be a nice guy, still get ridiculed. I got this one. However I get it in the frame. Hello, Nasty by the Beastie Boys. This is just a great record. So, soundtrack to my life, 1998. And then 9 Inch Nails, Downward Spiral. This is a good one.
Al, how many records do you have now? I'm gonna ask that you count them after the show.
It's probably in the 115-ish range.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I started looking at the numbers the other day. I was like, what the heck? Because the other day when I was putting up, so here's the thing, when I started putting that puzzle together the other day, I was in there just singing my songs and fa la 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 and putting my Nutcracker puzzle together and a 1,000-piece puzzle. I was having a good old time. Next thing I know, I'm like, man, I'm tired. And I'm thinking it's like 7:00 at night or whatever. 2:00 in the morning. Like I'm just sitting there like, fa la 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 la. And I'm just, I keep flipping records. So I went through like 15 records. I like listened to 15 records back to back to back. So it was good. I listened to all my Christmas records. I listened to the entire Home Alone soundtrack.
Listened to all your Christmas records.
I did. I listened to every last one of them. And then I listened to all my Lindsey Buckingham records, which are fantastic. Yeah, so I don't know. I just started listening. So I was like, okay, I'm buying all these records. I'm spending all this money. Why am I not listening to them more often? So I made myself have an activity to where I would sit there and listen to records. So, yeah. So, but every 20 minutes you got to go over there and, flip the record. So it's like, so I'd be in the middle of like looking for a piece. Look, guys, I have a boring life. Okay. I can't help it. So, trying to stay off the streets, y'all.
Al's a mean puzzler when he wants to be.
I love puzzles and I love Scrabble. Ladies.
I'm the same. I'm the same way. We should go on a date, Al. I love puzzles and Scrabble.
Oh my God, I love them. And I'm telling you, add the record element to both and it makes it even better. It elevates it. Because if you throw on some I've got
a puzzle going upstairs in my office right now.
What puzzle are you putting together?
It's a Jurassic Park Mondo.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, mine's not that cool. Mine's a Hobby Lobby Nutcracker puzzle that I bought on a whim whenever they put everything Christmas on sale in like August. I bought it. So it's even worse. I bought a Christmas puzzle in August with the intention of putting it together back then. So yeah, I like to keep my nose clean, I don't do drugs, guys. I don't want to become Bill Cosby.
Puzzles are Al's
drugs. I put puzzles together.
That feeling when he gets the right piece.
Oh,
nothing like
dude,
it.
The other day I was looking for this one piece and I was like, all right, if I find that one piece, then I can go to bed. I swear on my life, that was 7:00. Never found the piece. Next time I looked at my watch, 2:00 in the morning, I was like, son of a mother. So, and I was dragging my face across the ground the next day. Whoo. Good times, guys. Good times. But I tell you, I don't drink alcohol.
How many coffees did you have before this episode?
I don't drink caffeine either. So
He's high on life.
I am square.
Good.
So anyway, well, fellas, Ryan, you want to tell everybody where they can find us again?
Yeah, subscribe button here on YouTube, notification bell, so you can stay up to date on all the videos we're putting out. We're on Instagram at CiNEMACHiNE and we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/CiNEMACHiNEPod. Appreciate all the support we get there.
All right. And do we have any movies coming out this week?
Nothing.
Finally. Die, Hollywood.
Been like that for the last 2 weeks. Scream came out a few weeks ago, I guess, but
yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
What happens around this time?
Yeah. Well, I'll probably.
There are things coming out, just nothing notable that I saw.
Yeah, Brandon and I are going to take a little road trip out of town, go to a couple record stores over the week, next week. So pretty excited about that. So we might have some more. Retail releases are sucking lately.
Rob Robocop.
First off, I love your picture. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's a great picture. Can you make one of Brandon like that?
Yeah.
He's got the bald head. I mean, it works out. So he won't get the references. But anyway. Yeah, no, I think we'll have some more physical media buys next week is my point. Some pretty cool stores that we're going to. So
I will definitely.
I'll buy Brandon something. I'll buy Brandon a balloon he has to carry around from store to store.
I'm poor.
I went over to Al's house the other day, and he was like, "Hey, I won this whiskey, and I don't drink. So do you want it?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it." It's a Slipknot whiskey.
It's like a $40 bottle of whiskey.
So I got that, and then he was like, "Oh, I got these AirPods. I lost one. They wouldn't let me go in to find the other AirPod, and I bought another one because I needed it quickly. Do you want this? You can just buy a replacement AirPod. It's like a $200 set of headphones." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, just take them." I was like, "All right, thanks, man."
Well, I'm getting a new car, and I don't.
And that's when Brandon was like, "We need to talk about Cosby." Yeah. So,
and then
Georgia.
Georgia.
Georgie.
And then as I was leaving, I was like, "Hey, do you want this this Pink Floyd record? I got an extra one."
Wall.
And I was like, "Ow, no,
Stop."
What are you doing? You trying to entrap me? What is going on?
You're in. Okay, cool.
Oh,
yeah,
nice,
hit us up, man.
Cool. Yeah,
hit us up.
Thanks for watching, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Again, love the picture. That's a great picture. Yeah, I'm a giver, man. I like to give people stuff. I've got a couple things for Ryan. Remember, I've got the Beetlejuice, a couple other things to give you because I replaced my Beetlejuice. So I'm a giver. I'm a nice guy. I know I'm depicted as a curmudgeon on this show, but I'm a nice guy. So anyway, folks,
it was very kind of you.
Right? Yeah, Brandon was like,
"What do you want, Al?"
Well, anytime anybody gives me something, I get skeptical hippo eyes. I'm like, "What are you doing? What's the angle here?"
Well, I'll never mention it. I don't
super healthy.
Care to mention it again. Well, the funny thing is that when Brandon got home with the AirPods, the one AirPod in the case, it still was linked to my account. Apparently,
we're all from Georgia.
Yeah,
all of us.
We should all do like a
Nani G needs to move to Georgia
Con. So, let's all go to the movies together, guys. But no, Brandon was like, "Hey, Al, this is still linked to your."
Nice, Josh. I'm actually in Smyrna, so
don't dox yourself.
Yeah.
I'm in a remote town. Which by the way, I was
like, actually, I'm not from Georgia. I'm not in Georgia. I'm in Illinois. I'm in Illinois.
I'm gonna say this. The other day, somebody was trying to get us some DoorDash and or Instacart gift cards, right?
For work.
And so everybody's getting DoorDash and Instacart. And I say to the lady, I'm like, hey, can you get Brandon something else? Because neither one of those go out there. So she does the research.
You get Brandon what's the pizza place? One pizza place you have that delivers
Little
Pizza
Caesars
Hut.
or Pizza
Hut. That's what it is. Pizza Hut
So-
gift card.
So anyway, she came back. She said, "What's up with Royston? Nothing happens out there." So he's so
Nice,
Brandon
man.
is
We'll definitely do that.
literally off the grid. He's like the most
It's accurate.
technologically savvy off the grid person.
True.
Yeah, definitely VHS files. Maybe we can collab. Yeah, definitely hit us up. And email us, and we'll definitely make that work out. Thanks so much. We love
What is our
chatting.
email address? Contact.
Contact. Yeah, contact at cinemachinepod.com.
That's right.
But yeah, so Brandon ended up getting an Amazon gift card.
No, hang on. Then
Omaha
then
Steaks.
she was like, "Okay, we'll get you a and something. We'll order you something from Omaha Steaks." And she sent me a list. These are all the things that you can get at Omaha. I was like, "Oh, sweet, thank you. That's really nice." And so I went through.
She went above and beyond. Let's just put it that way.
I went through and I picked. I was like, "This will be great. If you can send this, awesome, appreciate it." And then about an hour later, she messaged me back. I can't get anything to come out to you, so we're gonna give you a $25 gift card to Amazon.
That's great.
So that happened. I thought you would appreciate that, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Gave it her damnedest.
So I was on a call. I was on a call with her later the next day, and Lauren, thank you so much. She tried, and I said, "Thank you so much for trying." She said, "I'm telling you, nothing goes out there."
Yeah.
So she goes, "Why does he live out there?" I said, that's where he's from.
You should have
His family-
responded and said Amazon doesn't deliver out there.
What the thing is that if somebody in Brandon's family wanted to start a DoorDash business, they'd be the richest person in all of that town. They could put up little like a
And
real
all
estate
of Royston. The kingdom.
DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Donald running DoorDash for everybody. So, anyway, all right, everybody, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. We'll definitely email us, and we'll definitely check out your podcast. And thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you on the next CineMachine.